Welcome to Scott Talks. I'm here with Roderick Sewell, right?
Yes,
Did I
sir.
get it right? Yeah, I'm the roughest with names, man. So thank you. I wanted to say Sewell, but you guys said it enough that it imprinted
For
itself. And
sure.
Roderick, I loved your story with Laura. Oh my God, um, Roderick is. Let's just start real quick. He is at this point the only above the knee amputee to compete in the Ironman Championships. And for clarity, at that competition, you are competing with what's the correct word?
Able-bodied.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's correct. Is it able-bodied?
Yeah.
Is that what we say? Okay. But normal athletes of the normal qualifications, and it's a race that has not been done. It was attempted by your friend. Can you say his name for me again? It's
Rudy Garcia Tolson.
yeah, Rudy, and I got acquainted with your friendship with him through your YouTube show called No Legs, No Limits, put on by Game Changer Nation. And I loved it. You guys were friends, but I sensed this deep sense of competition between the two of you. And it seemed healthy. It seemed good. Now, you said he missed qualifying by what? A minute?
15 minutes.
Oh my God, that's still heartbreaking with so much
It's
time invested.
right. It's the little technical things that made that happen.
Right,
You know.
right. And, you guys have to tune into this. There's so much good emotional background on this. You were born with a decision your mom had to make you were born without a tibia. And your mom decided early on to allow you to approach life in the state that you would probably, without your legs. Basically, she decided for you at that time to have an amputation. And she decided to sort of treat you the way that you needed. She treated it as a challenge, One of the things I picked up on, and maybe, do you see challenges? Do you see things that are difficult as a call to action? Like, you said your mom would put things across the room and make you go get them when you were crawling. And, do you see non-disabled athletes as a challenge? Do you want to beat guys like me?
When I was when I was younger, that was the goal. It was like, oh, anybody with legs, point them out.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
no, and it changed as time went on. Now it's a little different. Like I go to any pool and I'm not gloating, I promise you, but I'm usually like the fastest one there. And so
Well, I swim a lot, and I grew up as an athlete. I've done a couple of smaller triathlons when I was a kid. And there are times when I'm swimming that I wish I didn't have my legs, just to be honest with you. Like,
Why?
I feel like because they if you're not efficient with your legs, you can be slow,
that's it.
and
Yeah.
they can weigh you down. And I don't mean that in any sense other than I know I have to push myself in order to be quicker. I have to be more efficient. And
Yeah.
I also, started swimming at this aquatic center, and I can see how the fast lanes in the deep end, those 5 fast lanes, those guys are so competitive.
hmm
And I'm sitting over there going, oh, maybe I'll get in shape to, maybe take those guys on. But you're sitting there thinking, which one can I beat?
Right. Yeah. I'm like, put me in the fastest lane.
Uh-huh.
Um,
That's awesome.
I used to coach triathletes in New York, and it's so funny. They'll listen to the guy who could swim fast with no legs.
Right.
And so and usually with triathletes, this not like professional triathletes, individuals who are just doing triathlon for a challenge, right? So that's the best part is you're doing this race. You're with not just the pros, but individuals who are training just like you. Um,
Right.
so, um,
I had this vision when you were talking about being out in Kona running with like some of the conversations that must come up
mm,
when those people who are doing it as a challenge see you come by. Um, is that pretty amazing? I mean, do you have conversations where people are like, "What are you doing here? This is like I can't believe you're participating at this level." Like, what's that like for you?
it's kind of a give and take. Like we had Sika Henry who she was going to be the first black female professional triathlete.
Mm-hmm.
And we just so happened to be racing in that same year. And I see her coming by to finish her race, and I'm just like, go, cheering her on, like, please finish.
Right.
And she sees me, and she sees me on her last few miles. And she came to me after and was like, yeah, you don't realize how seeing you set me on fire just to complete what I was doing. Um,
Wow.
and I'm sitting there like, you don't know how I felt. You know, I'm
Mhm.
excited to see you doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's that like in especially with triathlon, the community you meet, because it's individuals who have excelled from what I've seen, like usually in business, career, whatever, and they're looking for that next challenge, or
Right.
looking for something to push them. And so just the people you meet and the camaraderie and the fact that everybody wants to finish and everybody's helping each other finish. It's not like racing where I was para swimming, you know, where it's like I'm by myself and everybody's my enemy behind the block, you know.
Sure. Yeah,
um,
that's next level, I think.
yeah,
I think it sounds like you're at a level where you understand your abilities, and you can participate at a level like with a bunch of people who understand their abilities,
exactly.
and you guys are all a team uh, pushing. Um, yeah, I'm just blown away. I'm so inspired. I also am a cyclist. I've never been much of a runner. Like it's really painful for me. And it's fine. I'm okay without it. I'm glad you're into it. Let's talk a little bit about the equipment, man, because I
For sure.
really enjoyed some of the gear. And there was this thing for a while going on about blade runners having an advantage over other runners. Did you run into that, literally, figuratively,
Yeah,
run into that
you know,
issue? Out?
it
Did
was
people confront you? Um,
the thing was, it's not necessarily the foot; it's more so the height. That people have been wondering: is this given too much of an advantage, or is this not a fair level? Um,
right.
for me, and I'll be honest with you, I don't like running as much as I used to. I don't do it as much as I used to. When I see
I
people
feel that.
running now, I'm like, oh, I remember when I used to do that. Um,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, yeah, running for me was never a joy. And then, no, I shouldn't say joy. It was never like the biggest, like the most fun, you know. Um,
hmm
and for with the advantage, that's tough to say because it's really the balancing of, like for me, I'm a double above knee amputee. When I
So
run,
above the knee actually is a very distinguished
mhm,
category too, right?
right? So
Maybe you can explain us a little bit why that differentiates you from below
absolutely.
the knee.
So a lot of people talked about the Blade Runner, Oscar Pistorius, who
Yes.
he is a double below knee amputee, which is why he was able to run at the speeds that he did. He still had his knee function, and they just
hmm
supplied him with a running blade. Now with that blade, they can still alter height a little bit. Um, and with that came the question of unfair advantage. It was never. It was deeper than is this foot giving you the unfair advantage? Is are you getting the extra height? Is this giving you extra stride with this now carbon foot? Um,
Right.
because I think
And
in 20,
it's spring loaded, right? It's
yeah,
kind of like the more energy you put into it, the more it gives back.
exactly.
Okay.
But it's that's where the balance is. Like let's say I was running uphill, I wouldn't have the same support that you would have when it comes to really
hmm
powering up the hill. Now coming downhill, I'm out of control while you're probably trying to maintain and keep some type of pace. I'm
That's
sprinting
nuts.
down out of control out of this hill.
You just let it go
Just let it
and try to keep it between the lane,
go.
huh?
Exactly. It's a scary sight, but this is how it looks. Um, but yeah, so with Oscar, he had his legs below the knee, and having that function can give you more of that propulsion. While me, it'd be tough for somebody to say I have an unfair advantage, especially since
Yeah,
I'm
I
above.
think it would be unfair of someone to say that in that realm. But I do find that the technology continues to advance as people like you continue to push the limits. I feel like people want to create more, and it's just a natural tendency. I think swimming is the most pure, though, right? Like it's just you in the water.
Yeah, swimming is.
Maybe
Sorry,
what kind of time do you get in a mile?
my
Like how long is it?
my miles from open water, I would say like
Sure.
31, 32 minutes.
All right, I'm going to try to beat that next week. No,
Yeah,
What
that's
about in the
amazing.
pool?
in
Uh-huh.
the pool, a mile. Let's see, 1,500. I would say 1,500 meters. I would say yeah, probably the same, like 30 minutes or under.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's amazing.
Your mom said that you loved swimming because you had freedom
Hmm.
when you hit the water. That didn't have your prosthetics on and you could just move and you didn't have that encumbrance. Is that true?
Yeah, especially once I got comfortable with the water. The same way I can move freely without my prosthetics on, I was moving freely in the water. And now this is a different free motion. So having that, now I'm comfortable. Now I know how to do it. It was just like this falling in love with. I want to continue to learn this feel and learn how to maneuver. And because of my coach teaching me this way, and this is now my coaching method, is just have fun with it first. And we talked about that. Is just play with it, just enjoy. And it's funny how doing that, especially with children don't even realize that they're swimming by that time because they've been playing so long. You know, they've built up their maneuvering in the water that they understand the feel of the water, and now they can swim a lot.
Yeah,
better.
they're focused on the goal and
Yeah.
not how to get there, right?
They because they're having a good time, they don't even realize that they're learning. You know, and I've kind of kept that method of enjoy it first, especially with learning anything, and then you can push forward for more information or more knowledge when it comes to that. But yeah.
All right. I know we got to close it up. I'm like Laura, I could go on forever and talk to you, but a couple more things. So what are your favorite things to do outside of the things you train? Like what other athletic endeavors do you enjoy? Are you a skier? I know you live in Colorado.
Not really.
No, not really.
It's funny because I do it for like life and a career. I don't, any chance I can get to sit still, I jump on it.
All right. Sitting still. Yeah. That's funny. And man, I just want to say, I think, what you're offering people is unbelievable. I mean, even someone, who is able-bodied in all manners and privileged to have that life. I'm thinking of guys like you when I'm uncomfortable, when I'm challenged by something. And I just think it's a really important story. I'm so glad we got to do this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. We're going to keep an eye on you. I can't wait for the movie, like Laura. I mean, the book too, but I'm a movie I'm an audiovisual guy, so I can already see it. And thank you so much for being on the show. You guys check out Roderick and Laura's interview from yesterday, and also we'll have all of Roderick's contact information in the show notes. So good luck with everything. When's your next event, by the way?
I'll be racing in Maniago, Italy, April 19th.
All right.
Oh, soon.
April 19th. All right, man. And if you're in LA, come find us, all right?
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Roderick.
Thanks, Roderick.
Thank you again.